It's about creating yourself. As soon-to-be graduates of Mankato West High School, we've done a lot of finding in the past 4 years. Finding the right friends, the right classes, the right answers, and we can't forget about finding the right college or the right future job. So it seems we found out a lot about ourselves, and that's good. But according to Shaw, that's not the most important thing in life. Life is about creating yourself. We've reached a point today in our high school careers where we found all there is to find as we took those final tests and walked out of those doors as students for the last time. Now, with all of our experiences and knowledge, it's time to really focus on creating something. But how do we go about doing that? As any artist might tell you, in order to create something truly great, it's important to know what you're working with, your materials, and to know where you want to end up, your vision. Picture yourself, if you will, as Michelangelo or Mozart, both great artists, whether with visual or musical masterpieces, each with his own distinct style. In order for these artists to go somewhere, they had to start somewhere. Whether with paints and paintbrushes or blank sheets of music and instruments, these artists understood the materials they were working with. In order to create your own self, you must also understand the materials you've been given to work with. One material common to all of us students is our Mankato West education. Whether we started out in the school system in kindergarten or just transferred here this year, we will all receive diplomas here tonight, assuming we turn in our caps and gowns. We've all been taught to work hard, treat others with respect, and represent ourselves as Mankato West Scarlets. So honestly, as Scarlets, we've had a little trouble finding ourselves. Let's face it, with the mascot that's little more than the name of a color, it's been challenging to really create an image for our school. But we were up to this challenge. We used our creative freedom to turn a scarlet into a banana, a bear, and even the occasional penguin. Whether we're musicians, athletes, artists, part-time employees, or just students, we've all defined scarlet a little differently, but we have nonetheless represented our school with pride and the passion that this scarlet color symbolizes. We can always call ourselves Scarlets from the class of 2011. So this leads me to realize that in the process of creating ourselves, we don't all have the same materials. Truthfully, from all the finding we've done in high school, we could begin to tell where our futures were headed. For example, some of us are gifted in science and math, while others, well, we'd rather not go there. Additionally, some of us are talented athletes, while others are just painfully aware this is not true in their case. Therefore, it's important that we understand and appreciate our weaknesses and strengths, as they are the materials that will influence and shape the way we create our lives. So after you understand what you are or are not working with, you can better decide where you want to end up, or the vision of the life you'll create. At first, determining what your creation is turning into might be a little difficult. It might not look like much of anything except for a mess of part-time jobs, college loans, and housework, while trying to find enough money for food other than ramen noodles. But with each new experience you try or mistake you make, the creation you are making will become a little more defined and a little more unique. By holding on to these peak experiences of our lives, these experiences that excited us or inspired us to explore, we can better envision the life we want to create for ourselves. So you can stop pretending you're Michelangelo or Mozart now. But don't forget, you're an artist. Not necessarily in the most traditional sense of the word, because I definitely wouldn't advise you to try to sell your kindergarten art projects for money. But honestly, now is the time we are given to really focus on creating ourselves. We all have unique talents and exceptional abilities, shaping us into the next great leaders of this nation. So, in the words of a leader who knew the importance of finding and creating yourself in life, I leave you, Mankato West graduates of 2011, with this quote from John F. Kennedy. Let the word go forth from this time and place, to friend and foe alike, that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.